I'm Deacon Tracey Hume. I'm a minister here at the Ark in Crawcrook and also at Blaydon Methodist Church as well. Ministry to me is quite exciting. I get to be a minister of a fresh expression of church, but also to see regeneration in an older, more traditional church. At the Ark, we've been open here now for 6 years this year. The Methodist congregation that were meeting here ceased to meet. They got to the point where they couldn't get people to fill the roles. And the circuit decided, well, shall we do something missional in the building rather than it becoming a carpet warehouse? And so the Ark was born. During the day, it's the business side of the Ark, so people pay to come as they would in any soft play centre. We do lots of community sessions as well, and we also run church services here once a month, special events, and people can book for parties. I think as a deacon, I have the freedom to respond a little bit more to what's going on around us, and that's part of what I felt called to be a little bit of that bridge between the church and what's going on outside the church doors. There was no special needs play provision that's within reasonable price here. Well, let's decide we're going to minister to those families. We can develop a church here based on the type of people who are looking for church, not people who are already in church. So we've been able to shape it differently. I first was aware of a call to being a deacon probably about 12 years ago. My husband is a minister and we were in a circuit where a disciple course was running. At the end of the session, the minister who was leading it came up to me and said, "Tracey, when I was praying, I really felt God telling me you were going to be a deacon." But I had never, ever seen a deacon. I didn't know deacons existed. I didn't know what their ministry was. I presumed they needed to preach, and I wasn't a preacher, so I thought, that's nice of her to say so, but it's not of God, sort of thing. And then about 8 years later, I was happy in my job as a teacher, was having no plans to leave. And then through the post one day, a booklet arrived from my husband that was, "What is a deacon?" And when I read it, it was like all the jigsaw pieces of all the things I'd been involved with over my life came together in one role. And I knew then that was what I'd been called to do. So then I candidated and went through the process. My hopes for ministry are just to continue to be able to be a practical minister in many ways. I want to be able to be outside those doors, showing who Jesus is through our witness and service. I can remember when I was called to ministry, having a whole range of emotions. I had that wow moment about, gosh, God might be calling me to this. Then I had all the questions. Well, why? I'm happy in the job I'm doing. I'm not looking for something else. Then I had the fear of, I can't do this. I can't do theological training. All those kind of things. And I just didn't see myself as a minister. Candidating for me and exploring ministry was about learning something new of myself and of God. And if at the end of the process I hadn't been accepted, I would have at least gained new insights into myself and into God to take into whatever ministry I've been called to do. It has been worth it. It's been hard. It's at times been a strain on myself, physically and mentally. But when I see how God has used me and how through my ministry there has been change, you feel like it was worth being here for that period of time, that time and season.